I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's edition of Checkmate. We've gotten so far up into the episodes that it slips my mind which episode this is, but it's a new one. I know that for sure. Um, and we're going to continue to go down the avenues that we've been traveling down to communicate with you guys about what's going on currently in hip hop news, politics, and just general information. That's kind of what we do here. We taking a pause on the New York gangsters for another episode or so, but then we're gonna get right back into it, and then we're gonna spin off into the other states, just as we said. Um, but there's some other news that kind of is taking precedence, and we're gonna dive right into that right now. Who we got? Sa.
Drizzy.
It's a rather okay. Yep, it's an older picture of Drake before he grew his hair. We don't got anything newer than that, do we?
Oh yeah, we got something new than
That's
that. Let me
cool.
pull it up.
It's still him. But yeah, this an old picture we got of Drake, but we all know that that's Drake, and seems like he's wearing a Laker jersey, which is a plus.
Yeah, that's a Laker. That's a Kobe.
Yeah, well, that's certainly a plus. Um, so thing is with Drake, he is basically there. We are. That's the new Drake. That's the new Drake. Yeah. All right. So thing is, Drake is basically what we'd call one of the highest selling artists in the world.
Arguably the greatest
We
of all
putting him up.
time.
I'm sorry.
Arguably the greatest of all time.
Yeah, definitely a big argument on that. Huge argument. I'm talking about knockdown, drag out argument. We'll probably save that for another show. But yeah, he's a damn good artist. Definitely one of the largest, one of the more prominent selling artists. Um, yeah, but but with Drake, I feel like what's missing with Drake is impact. I mean, he's an impactful. The singles are impactful and the hits are impactful. But as far as impact on the culture, to be bluntly honest, and we're just stripping off all of the layers right here, and we're going straight bluntly honest. I'm attached to the culture just by bloodstream. I'm not attached to the culture by choice. I'm attached to this culture by bloodstream. When I was born, hip hop was a year and a half old. I've lived my entire life helping pick hip hop up. So now, when I speak from the culture, I'm speaking from the culture, the core. And yes, Drake is a very, very prominent, like he's one of the best in the industry. As far as impact on the culture, I cannot say that Drake is one that provides that. To me, it seems as if Drake takes the culture and enhances it and does his rendition of everything from people's lyrics to to what he's wearing. Okay, um, it's I'm not gonna call him a culture vulture.
He's a
I'll call him a
remix
culture
artist.
enhancer. I'm sorry.
He's a remix
What you say?
artist.
I mean, basically. Well, I feel like he just enhances what he hears. Um, with he's taken a few songs allegedly, but mostly I feel like he enhances what he hears. So he's had huge concerts, huge albums, huge features, and he's continuously doing so. But as far as touching the culture outside of monetarily, there's no change there. There's no change there. And I feel like someone with that much influence could do something really positive for this culture. Besides just flash on what they have or what they've acquired over the last few years or 10 years or however long it's been. I feel like people in that position be should be more of an attribute to the culture. I mean, it's the 50th birthday of hip hop. It should be something being done from some of the heavyweights. So that's why we put Drake on to start the show off. To get some of the heavyweights' attention. Maybe you guys can do something to be an attribute to the culture. I feel like you've taken enough over the years, so give back. All right, who we got next?
Here we go.
Yeah, okay, the next person we got up, Little Tim. Well, it's Lil Tim, spelled Lul Tim. And let's start off with that other photo. So the thing is, we all know that Little Tim was the gunman who shot King Von during the altercation with him and this young man right here, Quando Rondo. And the thing is, uh, allegedly, this brother just got set free. Allegedly, he's found not guilty because of self-defense. Isn't that something?
Shit is crazy.
Now, King Von has been an attribute to allegedly double-digit murders. Double digits. A straight goon in the streets, a straight demon in the streets. To what, from what I'm hearing, right? Allegedly. Thing is, let me tell you how karma works, right? You push out enough negative, push it out far enough and wide enough that same negative is gonna loop back around and pull you. Push far enough, push wide enough, and get pulled in. Okay, so what happened? This brother jumps on Quando Rondo and just starts wailing on him. And, it's a crew of guys with him. So everybody begins to participate. And then his homie, this guy here, Little Tim, was the driver. And, he helps his friend out, bro. He squeezed, he saw him getting beat up. He shot the person who was beating him up. They didn't know if it was guns out there. If it's 30, 40 people and y'all jumping on one or two people, bro, honestly, if they take out a few people, it's self-defense. They were in fear of their lives. There's 40 of y'all motherfuckers. You got to think. We have to apply our critical thinking. So karma doubled back around and hollered at King Von. So much so that the person who actually shot and killed him has just been set free. Now, isn't that some karma for your ass? I tell you, certainly is. So, we're not one. I'm not one for the violence, and this network isn't one for the violence. It's a positive network, but at the same time, we're also really, really big on pushing out positive energy. That way, when it doubles back around to pull you in, it's just pulling you back into positivity. But see, what I saw in King Von and what I still see in a lot of these artists is the projection of negativity. Yeah, I get it on a song or two. You you know you smoke a nigga on a verse. You know you might talk about some stuff from the past. You might have created a storyline which involved some violence. Most people are smart enough to know that, okay, that's entertainment, that's a song. But see, what's happened nowadays is everybody has to be so real. So you can't spit your lyrics unless they real. So, okay, so that means we're spitting gangster lyrics, talking about murder, talking about killing, talking about shooting, talking about bitches, talking about drugs. And I can't spit none of this stuff unless I've done it. Right? Is that what you're saying? Hmm. And that's gonna get me the bag, right? Okay, I guess I better start doing some of this shit. So that's the psyche behind this, the negative projecting of this music and negative energy being pushed out. And it's not the artist's fault because the labels are signing this. The labels are looking for this. The labels are pushing this. You know, major labels, a lot of major labels uh encourage the violence because it sells more records, it gets more attention, it brings more impressions, it gets more clicks, it gets more, come on. But we're losing more people. So, that little subject right there was basically about karma, but I hope I put a little message in there for everybody. Who we got next, SA?
Pull them up now. Oh, here we go. I'm getting more pictures on the way too.
Hey, Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Ervin, and Skip Bayless. You are now looking at what some may call the dream team of sports broadcasting. This is the new co-hosts. These are the new co-hosts to Skip Bayless on Undisputed. Now, he got rid of Uncle Shay Shay. Well, Uncle Shay Shay left. And let me tell you, Shannon Sharp made such an impact that you had to come back with two people to replace this guy. And boy, did he go grab two of them. Now, if you know Keyshawn, you know Keyshawn Johnson. You know Keyshawn Johnson has been the man for a while. He was number one draft pick coming out of, if I'm not mistaken, USC. He's from California, California born and bred. He's an LA baby, and he makes sure you know it. Very, very good businessman. Huge in real estate, and this is post career. Very huge in real estate. Keyshawn Johnson is a very, very powerful, powerful guy. Although it's kind of hard to tell, but Keyshawn Johnson's name gets mentioned in all types of history. Hell, you hear Keyshawn Johnson's name mentioned in some of that Death Row, Tupac, Suge Knight history. Yeah, I said he was Mr. California. Well, okay. So Keyshawn Johnson had just been laid off from ESPN several months ago. We spoke on that, along with a host of other analysts that got laid off. Plus my boy Max. Golly, man, it's messed up. But yeah, they laid everyone off. And this is how Keyshawn bounced back. He heads over to Fox and he's gonna be working with Skip Bayless. I think is a damn good look. I don't know how long those two are gonna work out because the thing about Keyshawn Johnson is he stands on his principles. He's been making money for a very, very, very long time. He's a positive dude. He's a strong black man, a family man, father, husband. He's not gonna roll over for Skip Bayless's bullshit. So Skip, you gotta be really careful with Keyshawn. Keyshawn, and he can match your money. I think he probably has more money. And here's the wild card: Michael Ervin. Now, everyone knows about Michael Ervin. And his brother right here has been up, down, around, through, across, under, and over the block. Michael Ervin has made. Damn, this picture here look like he just sniffed a large bag of coke. But we know Michael Ervin. You know he does his thing. He's Mike. Okay, he's Mike. Um, hell, the last time we talked about Michael Ervin, or have we talked about him? Maybe we haven't. But the last time I heard anything about Michael Ervin, there were allegations that he sexually harassed like a hotel clerk lady. They had video, this, that, and the third. From the video that I saw, man, that man ain't have enough time to sexually harass or say anything to that woman. Everybody matched the chicks. Come on, get the fuck out of here with all these allegations. And from the looks of it, she looked like she wasn't running away from him. She looks like she was very receptive. When I say receptive, I mean very receptive. I'm gonna need you ladies to tighten up. But yeah, so Michael Ervin, the wild card, he's gonna be co-hosting along with Keyshawn Johnson and Skip Bayless. This is gonna be some interesting shit. Cause I know that nigga gonna go crazy. Oh, you're gonna have a handful with Michael Ervin. I bet you right now they've got Michael Ervin in a room, an all white room with him and the producer. And the producer is basically giving um, psychological treatments to Mike so that he'll be ready for this upcoming season so that he just doesn't go off on the live wire. Because it's going to happen. You can count on that. It's going to happen. I predict that Michael Ervin, I'd say episode 26, Michael Ervin gets up, slams his clipboard down, and storms off. Never to be seen again. Mark my word. Episode 26 of Undisputed, Michael Ervin's going to slam his clipboard and walk off, never to be seen again. Next time we see Michael Ervin, he'll be probably on like Brookside Drive, picking up a bag and some oranges from the Brookside bodega. That's where we'll see Mike. All right, who we got next?
Here we go.
Mr. TK Kirkland. Mr. TK Kirkland. So we spoke on Charleston White having issues with that guy Aiden Ross. Not only did he have issues with Aiden Ross, right now Charleston White is in what we calling tonight the battle of the uncles. Look at old Uncle TK. Uncle TK and Uncle Charleston having a spat in the kitchen, Grandma. Go talk to them, Grandma. They having a spat in the kitchen. Go get them niggas. Go get them. So word is Charleston is saying that TK ain't paying. You know, TK Kirkland brought Charleston White onto his comedy tour that was put on through Live Nation. Now Charleston White is up giving an interview saying that Live Nation fucked them. They ain't pay him. TK Kirkland ain't pay him. He ain't getting no money in comedy. The dude split him $750 for a show, and then he got like another $250, this, that, and the third. And TK Kirkland is saying, look, man, you know, I've been in this comedy game for 37 years. That's how it works. When you're opening act for a feature, bro, that's what y'all get paid. And now, I kind of can relate to this. It ain't even a kind of about it. I can most certainly relate. Mr. Hot Sauce himself can relate to this subject 100% because I owned a comedy club. Okay, I used to own the comedy club Clayton called the Comedy Zone Clayton. Now the Comedy Zone, if you've ever fucking been to a comedy show, you probably went to the Comedy Zone. It's that fucking big, okay? So I was one of the 83 comedy zones in the nation, and I was one of the owners. Me, okay? So I've booked all types of comedians. And yes, let me tell you, when I first got the club, I had the GM of the entire deal come down. He flew down, sat with me in my club, and the first thing he told me, and this is real. This is what he told me. He said most of these comedians should be paying you to be on stage. He said opening acts, sometimes they wash the dishes to become the opening act. This is what he told me. This is the head dude over at Comedy Zone.
Or they start as a doorman.
So I mean, it's the name of the game because a lot of people are trying to get their start in comedy. You know, a lot of people believe that they're funny. A lot of people. A lot of people's cousins and aunts and uncles have told them, "Man, you crack me up, man. You should be a comedian." And then they go try. So this is how they screen them. Oh, you really want to be a comedian? Go in the back down. When you dry your hands up, hopefully it's enough time off of this set where you can get on for a couple of minutes. Maybe not even that. Come next week. Wash those dishes tonight. Come next week, and I'll let you get a slot on the open mic. That's how it works. So for Charleston to start off in the game and expect to get what he was getting doing his interviews and being clickbait on YouTube, it doesn't translate to the comedy clubs. Smartest thing to do, Charleston. And I'm gonna go ahead and give academics a little credit on this too, because he did say this, and I agree. Smartest thing to do is to start your own. Start your own platform. Start your own YouTube channel. Start your own comedy shows. Rent the venue. Get you 2 opening acts and you be the headline. Control all of this shit, bro. I know for a fact that Charleston White was charging $12,000. $12,000 to come and do a show. Reason I know is because I have personally spoke with his management to book him, and the cost was $12,000.
Jesus.
So here's the thing: the stuff that I'm speaking on, it's not everyone's business, but it's my business. I've involved myself in all of this stuff. I've actually dealt with a lot of these people, and $12,000 at a comedy show likely won't happen. Yeah, Charleston White, you are a very polarizing brother, but you selling $12,000 worth of tickets. So yeah, uh, I would basically say that Charleston White needs to stick to what he's been doing, increase the interviews. I think the fact that he's trying to dive into that so much is possibly because the interviews are drying up. You've talked so much shit about everybody, bro. There's nobody else to talk shit about. You fried every fucking body. It's not even a shock to hear you say some weirdo shit. It's not a shock. You've shown your genitals online, bro. What more can you do? I think, see what happened, old school. You're not even old school. You're actually young man to me. So what happened, Charleston, young man, is you let the little kitty out the bag too soon. You needed to let one paw out at a time. The world's already seen your meat, dude. I haven't seen it, thank God. But I mean, dude, you're doing too much. You've already done too much. So now you have to pivot and find somewhere else to go. This is where you go. Go to entrepreneurship. Go to ownership. You'll be fine there. You'll be fine there. You know, black people, we always take each other back. So do what the fuck you gotta do, dude. And stop being an ass. From Mr. Checkmate in the Checkmate podcast. All right, who we got next, Mr. SA?
And we got Steph Curry.
Okay. Chef himself. Okay, so Steph Curry, this isn't nothing negative, of course, because Steph Curry is a good dude. Steph Curry was on, I believe it was Gilbert Arenas' podcast, Gil's Arena, or something like that. And he stated that he was the best point guard of all time, with his only competitor basically being Magic Johnson, and he beats him. Now, me, I love some Steph Curry. That is a shooting ass guy. He's one of the best shooters I've ever seen. Like, the shots that he throws up is unreal. Is he a better point guard than Magic Johnson? I'm gonna put a capital hell no out there. Here's the thing about being a point guard. A point guard is a facilitator. That being said, that means the point guard is going to come down, he's going to direct traffic, and he's going to get everybody involved in the game. That's not quite what Steph Curry does. What Steph Curry does is run off screens and get open and take deadly, deadly shots. So his game is impeccable, and his shooting is even better. But as far as orchestrating his team, that's not quite what Steph does. Steph is basically a marksman. Point guard, no. Marksman, yeah. On Golden State, if you want to ask me who the point guard is on Golden State, I'd go so far as to say Draymond Green. He directs most of the traffic, and he's a forward. Golden State is a team that's basically point guardless. So no, I disagree with you, Steph. You are not the greatest point guard ever. Are you the best shooter ever? You are the best three-point shooter ever to exist in life. Yes, you are. You are not the best shooter, period, because your shot is, it's not textbook. There's people who have prettier shots, so forth and so on. But as far as the best three-point shooter ever to exist in life, that would be you, sir. You are the best three-point shooter ever to exist in life, but you are not the best point guard ever to exist in life. That would be Magic. Ervin Magic Johnson.
Oh, sorry, everybody. We lost Sauce House real quick. One moment. We're on.
So that being said, I mean, like, we're going to go with Ervin Magic Johnson. Like I was saying, this brother retired from the NBA for HIV, for a positive HIV AIDS for 4 years. Then came back and drug my Laker team to the playoffs. Man, that's the greatest point guard in the world, man. And if you ever have seen Magic Johnson pass that basketball, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, if you're a little younger and you're not real familiar with Magic Johnson, please take a little time, go on YouTube and just pull up Magic Johnson highlights and watch some of these passes. That shit is unreal. Some of the best basketball I've ever seen in my life. So no, Steph, I can't put you above Magic Johnson. I can say you are the best at what you do, but you're not the best point guard. No. I don't even consider you a point guard. I'd probably rank Chris Paul over you, and I hate Chris Paul. I don't know if there's a basketball player that I hate more. Yeah, there's a couple, but he's up high. He ranks high on my hate list. I cannot hardly stand CP3. Jesus Christ, I don't know what it is. I think it's how he walks. Like when he's on the court, he walks like that, and 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 his butt sticks out while he dribbles. I don't like that. You know, I don't like that. Like I didn't used to like JRE because I think his butt was too big. Like he used to butt people to get to the rim, and I used to be like, dude, stop. Like that's not legal. It can't be legal. It can't be legal. But yeah, so yeah, I don't like Chris Paul at all. But I'll rank Chris Paul as far as point guards. I'll rank him over Steph Curry. But as far as shooters, Steph Curry, nobody touches him. All right, do we got anybody left?
And we got two more. First up, this ugly god character.
Cool. Ugly God. Okay. Yeah, ugly God. Yeah, that's a face only a mother will love. I tell you now. That's definitely a face only a mother would love. And she would probably only love that face on Sundays because it's a church day. Jesus, young man. Golly, you should have ate more vegetables or something. I don't know. Maybe it's vegetables. I don't know. But anyways, I mean, hell, jeez. So, word is, this young man had uh, murdered a friend of his father. How that happened, I don't quite know, but I can kind of loosely tell because how I'm involved in my son's life. And if my son has an issue, then, I don't have an issue, but if I'm close enough to it, then it's my issue too. So I can understand. But the reason we put this story up is because the thing is this: that same person that he killed, the father of his friend, he used to live with those people. That same guy drove him to college, dropped him off on the first day of college. I'm sure that same guy picked him up on some nights he didn't have a ride with his picks up his son and he has his buddy with him. I'm sure that same gentleman let him eat at the table, let him eat his wife's cooking at the table. Like stuff like that, you don't violate when someone does something like that for you. You don't violate. I don't know the circumstances behind this, but it's just a real crazy story. And the thing is, the young man is free. They let the young man go because they said it was self-defense. So what really took place? Like, dude, what'd you do for that father to be that pissed that he wanted to do something to hurt you that you had to kill him? Did you make a pass at his wife? Did you disrespect his wife? Did you disrespect him? Did you disrespect the house? Like, what happened? So I'm not real sure what took place because I don't know all of the details. I just know from where I sit, I help a lot of young people out. And I would hope that there's no disagreement to the point, or I don't piss them off along the lines to the point of where they forget where I've helped them and want to do something to hurt me. That's what I call like despicable. Despicable. So I hope things work out to where you know some of the details can get out because this gentleman's family is pretty fucking pissed off at Ugly God. Pretty pissed off. They're saying it's not a self defense case. He literally murdered him. I mean, he shot the man in the face 3, 4 times. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Self-defense. Like, what the hell was he doing? Unbelievable. What was he doing? Okay, SA. Who we gonna end the show off with?
And you already know. Turkey, yo. Can you see it?
I don't see anybody.
Oh no. Yeah, let's try another one. Let's try another one.
Hey, there he is. Okay, so we're gonna end the show off with Lil Durk. There was a topic I had on Lil Durk. It slips my mind a tad bit. No, what happened is Little Durk's show, might have been his last show, was prematurely stopped because there was fighting and gunshots in the crowd. How in God's name was there a shootout in the crowd at a concert? Who snuck the blicky in? How'd they get the blicky in? And my thing is this: Durk is a good artist, but I don't think he's good enough to catch slugs while I'm trying to hear the song. I think I'll just like
Hell no.
check him out on Spotify. And then I noticed another thing. Here's a question I got. Just a question. Just a question. And of course, don't forget that Checkmate is a LMNOP LMNOP happy podcast. So we don't discriminate against anybody. We cool with the LMNOP with everybody. Okay? That's
I'm
from Mr.
actually just
Checkmate to
now.
you.
I'm actually just now seeing that those shooter reports were false.
They were false.
I'm seeing something that says that.
Well, we went
Was it?
on. We're gonna.
Was it a show at the United Center?
It was a show. I'm not sure what place it was at, but we went on ahead and reported it. This is what I saw earlier, but that's cool because my main point was where I was going with it right here, and that's let me pick up where I left off. Let me tighten up the beanie. Checkmate is an LMNOP friendly podcast, so that means we don't discriminate. Your choice is your choice. So don't take what I'm about to say wrong. Okay. What is it with all of the young guys in hip hop dressing so feminine? Like I was watching a concert, some concert footage. I think it was a Durk concert when I was getting this story. And dude, he looked like Vivica Fox from a distance. Like the hair, like I thought it was Vivica. It was the camera shot was a distance. And I'm like, yo, these dudes looking more like women and they wearing purses and blouses. Like, come on, guys, when are we gonna stop? When are we gonna stop, man? Just put on a regular t-shirt. Put on a regular t-shirt. Put on a regular chain. That chain needs a little distance. Like that. Decent chain. Come away from the chokers. Come away from the girl gear. Like, okay with the hair. Like, okay, let's trim the hair up a little bit, guys. Just a little.
This is a
Just
good
a
one.
little. Very good photo. That's a very good photo of Durk. Then you start to go overboard. I mean, I'm sure we could pull up some stuff where he has on designer, and it's like, well, see, Durk. I'm not gonna say Durk wears the craziest shit because I haven't seen him wear compromising stuff. But there's been some artists that wear, let's say, little Uzi Vert, for instance. Like the shit that young man wears is questionable. very much so. And I don't know if it's a fashionable thing to be feminine, but dude, we're guys, man. Just let's be guys. That's okay. It's not a bad thing to be a guy when you're born a guy. Hey, guess what? You're a guy. It's okay. Hey, man, I can't go over in the girls' aisle and pick up a couple of blouses and a spring skirt. No, motherfucker. Go over to the guy aisle. I'll meet you over there. I need size 38. Well, I've been working out, so let's get a 36 long. Okay. So do me a favor, public service announcement, young people, young guys, and some of the older guys. I've seen some older guys in banana peel suits. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Example. This dude looks like a battered. He looks like a battered teenage girl, and he has a whole purse right there. The thing that I want to know is who the hell is that brother right there beside him? Like, dude, if you're not around for the money, I don't know what you're around for. Because a good friend, if I was around and he's my friend, I'd pull him to the side. I'd be like, yo, my G, you are not wearing that shit. Not with me. I'm not getting ready to take a photo with you. Crop me all the way out. Crop my arm out and everything in case they get DNA. Get me the fuck out of this picture. That nigga looks like a battered teenage girl. Like she had a rough night and we need to get the authorities. My goodness, please pull that down. Jeez, we're going to pray for this one. Oh my goodness. This has been Checkmate, and we'll be seeing you on the next episode where we will be picking up on the New York gangster stuff, and we're going to slide from there to the other states. So we're going to start that on the next episode, and we got a very special episode coming up as well. It's a surprise episode, so we will be surprising you with the content. Just stick around. It's going to be a bonus episode. We'll make sure we let you know which one that is. All right, this has been Checkmate. Have a good one.